Hi and welcome, dear Aries, to your October 2021 reading. I'm excited you're here with me. I will look into a general energy in the beginning of the reading. I will look into a love relationship or partnership relationship reading in the second part of the reading. By the end of the reading, I will also pull some charms. And I will talk a little bit about the astrology while I'm doing the reading, so there is a good chunk of information for you. Also, there are so many cards that came out for you, especially for you, Aries, because normally I do it very intuitively, how much cards I pull, and in the German reading that I did before, it's just a lot of cards that came out, so I like that. A lot of relationship information here, so stay with me, stay tuned. All right, let's look at this general energy in the beginning of the month. Oh yeah, of course, please like, subscribe, comment if you haven't yet, and please even share, you know, if you feel like sharing this, and check out the description box for all the information that you need concerning private readings and such, and card decks and all the good stuff. Okay, we have the Fool. You're coming into this month with the Fool card. I really like that. Opening yourself up to new beginnings, really drawing in your imagination, trying to visualize how things could be possible, really working with your fantasy, with your dreams, with your visions for the future, being open-hearted, being also open-minded. He is still looking into the past a little bit. I think this really talks about the Mercury retrograde and how we are... It's normally not the best time of the year or of the month to manifest something new. We should not really jump into something new. I think still there can be renewal during this Mercury retrograde, because we do have Libra we have Mercury in Libra, and we have Libra season, and there is a new moon in Libra on the 6th. So we will definitely have a chance to start a new cycle when it comes to our emotions, and also when it comes to relationships in a specific regard, because Libra is the sign of relationships. So I think it has to do something with that, maybe that you're trying to find a new vision for how to move forward with maybe an old relationship. That can very well be the case. Or also find a new vision in general, how to move forward in your life, in a project, in a work environment as well, and really letting yourself and allowing yourself to dream big, allowing yourself to pull your fantasy in, and let the universe also come up with the good stuff and inspire you. So the Four of Cups in reverse is an energy that is coming through where you might feel like by the middle of the month that you've been taking on maybe things that you don't actually feel like they are fulfilling in your work life, in your private life, in your surroundings. You know, maybe people are offering you something and you're like, oh, well, okay, thanks, but actually that's not what I need. That's for me the Four of Cups in reverse very often. It's called Lord of Blended Pleasure. So yeah, it's kind of, I mean, that's upright, but in the reverse, especially in those decks here that are more like the mystics and the hermetic decks, they don't really say that the Four of Cups is this weird bored energy. It's more like luxury. It's really like I have too much, so I kind of don't even look on the outside to take on something that is offered to me. Or the things that are offered to me is the things that I don't want to. When it's in reverse, I think it's kind of the other way around. You know, it's like I take on things that I actually don't want, but I still take them on, even though I don't really need them, emotionally speaking, or they are not very fulfilling to me. So there is definitely that makes sense, because the conclusion of that is that there needs to be clearer boundaries. And with the Seven of Wands, that's exactly what we do. We set boundaries, we really step into our power, and we're like, this is what I want, this is what I want to fight for, this is my goal, this is how I want to reach it. We have Mars and Leo, so it's a lot about the me and the I, a lot about the me and the I. Here lonely soldier also. Aleister Crowley says it's the lonely soldier card. That really stands in for what they believe in, and kind of maybe has to fight also against other parts of themselves, or in their surroundings, about fight against other parts of people, and stand their ground. Very important. With the Five of Wands in reverse as an overall energy, there is this there is conflicted energy. There is some sort of agitated energy this month for you, where you might feel like, ugh, I don't know which way to go, kind of conflicted about what I want. Underneath is the sun, so that's a good thing. I think as long as you're staying true to who you are, and who you truly want to be, and the joyful feeling, the light feeling, the fun feeling of things, as long as you do that, I think you will be fine. It might be a little bit of a struggle during the first part of the month, I see, but you have the full energy with this, which is very beautiful, positive energy still, even though it's in a time where it might be a little confusing, but it's great energy. And the sun is also great energy. So those two cards trump all the other cards that are a little more complicated here. Beautiful. Yeah, it's really like, which way do I go? Which direction do I go? And how do I kind of set my boundaries with people? And how do I communicate clearly what I want and what I do not want? That's, yeah, very clear message here. The Hierophant in reverse, I feel like you don't want to commit to a certain situation anymore. Maybe you were committed in the past to a person, and there is a person coming that, or there's a person still in your life from the past that really wants to work on this, and you just don't. I feel like you're like, I want to take responsibility, I want to work on this, and you're like, ugh, I'm kind of over it. With the Hierophant, you're like, this is not what I believe in. I don't think we have the same understanding of what we believe in spiritually. I don't think this makes a lot of sense to commit to this, because it's much more complicated than that. I think there is love for this person in the way with the Knight of Cups, but they don't want what you have to offer. And the things there's certain things you cannot offer them, and I feel like that's the things they want. And you know, you cannot just make that situation appear all of a sudden. They're not moving away from this with the Six of Swords in reverse, and they're maybe also very hesitant or not very open to experiment, because with the Six of Swords upright, it could also mean that you're moving into something more calm, new, different, trying out new ideas, different things. This is very difficult with this person, I think. And you know that you might be in a position where a certain stability right now is just not the thing you can offer them, or you want to offer them, or they are looking for this very stable marriage kind of commitment, and maybe you don't want to go there yet. And you feel like that's not the place I'm at right now in my life, and I really want to try new things, and I want to be open to new things. And even though I have love for this person, that's not what I can give them right now. They want to build, and you feel like you're not, it's either you're not ready to build, or the thing they want to build is not the thing you want to build. That's kind of it's complicated. It's complicated. The Page of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Swords, they came out together, and I would say do yourself a favor and not stalk this person too much on social media. You already know everything you need to know. There is not much more that you need to know, because with the Ace of Swords you already have all the information you need, and you might even get distorted a little bit here through communication that is not direct, if you know what I mean. or information that you don't get on a direct way, because a Page of Swords in reverse thinks he understands everything, but he kind of don't. He kind of doesn't. But your higher self understands, like, I have the clarity, and it's more important what I know about myself than what I know about the other person. That's what's coming through. Yeah, I mean, in conclusion, really, I think also in an emotional level, you have something to offer to this person on an emotional level that they don't want to take on, they can't take on. They might also be in a how can I say that? In a position where they just can't take on anything right now. They want to work on this, they want to materialize, but at the same time they really cannot open up to how you communicate your emotions openly, and that what maybe it's also like they want to hear a certain thing, and that what you say they don't want to hear. So yeah, I mean, this is really not the easiest situation here, and I can see how you are conflicted of what you actually want and stuff, but it seems like you don't want to commit to this because there is really no progress, even though this person wants to work on things and wants to be a team player, but they do it their way in a sense, and they're not very open to experimenting. But at the same time they're not moving on, and they might be putting you under pressure, and if you don't do or say things a certain way, then it's just not they are not able to receive it, and that's not a good situation, you know. It's really not a good situation. So that's what's coming through. I think you should really stay true to yourself, be your most authentic self that you can be with the Leo Astro dice here. Also we have Saturn that came through on this. It's again testing Saturn, like, what does commitment mean to me? How do I want to live my spiritual truth? How do I want to do it on an everyday basis? How do I want to build something in a realistic way? The second house, also Taurus. Maybe you're dealing with a Taurus, comes through very strongly. Also Leo comes through very strongly. Yes, how do I want to manifest my own stability, and how does that blend in with another person, and how does that feel right for me on an emotional level, where it doesn't feel like I'm taking on something or I'm going into a direction that I actually don't want, just to, I don't even know why, because it doesn't seem like you want to please somebody. It's just figuring it out for yourself a little better, like the long run. What is the long run all about? Because Aries energy is a very pioneering first step kind of energy, so sometimes it's also important to maybe just look at where does this lead to. I do like this card so much because it really blends in perfectly with this reading. It's the art oracles and it's famous artists and quotes that can be inspiring. So forward march, looking backward ensures a broken neck. So I really think, yeah, there is a sorting out of an old connection that maybe was a very committed one, and you're trying to find a middle ground here to be able to move forward, like closure, as they say. Sometimes we really need that. Your art should wage war. So if you're feeling conflicted and there is this war energy, we have Mars here a lot, or this more aggressive, conflicting energy, maybe put it into art, you know, whatever helps you to creatively express yourself, if it's dance, singing, painting, drawing, screaming into a pillow. Some people call it performance art. So, you know, whatever makes you help, or maybe martial arts even, you know, whatever helps you creatively express your anger or your frustration. I think for every fire sign, especially for Aries, if an Aries isn't kind of like expressing their more aggressive side, then that's very unhealthy, I would say, or you should maybe find something that helps you express that. The only constant will always be contradiction, also so good, because getting used to the contradiction of a situation can be really hard, especially when we want a stable outcome here, and maybe also understanding that there is no stable outcome in this during this month with the Hierophant. And practicing getting used to that it can really help to be more accepting of things. And the Lord of Strife in reverse here, the Five of Wands in reverse, really says try to do something that gets rid of frustration in the moment, exercise or however you want to express yourself creatively, that can help maybe get rid of some of this weird bent up energy. Don't turn it towards yourself, because that is a sure recipe for depression. You know, when you feel depressed and like kind of low and kind of intense emotions, then maybe try to get moving before it's becoming too prominent. Well, okay. Yeah, this person is really in their masculine energy in a way, like they want to make things happen. They're maybe working, they may be clinging on to old memories that you had together. Maybe you built a lot of memories together, so it's difficult kind of to detach. I think this person is really not able to express right now what they need from you, and they might be the kind of person who is like, give me physical touch and everything is fine, or just give me a hug and things will be okay. Yeah, I mean, it came out like this, you know, like in reverse. It's not very healthy. I feel like a little needy here. Demanding love, you know, like, love me. Like, well, how about you love yourself first? Let's... That's a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean. When people get too needy, sometimes it has a needy energy for me for some reason. Yeah, and there is definitely some codependency stuff going on here, or maybe some cycles that feel like, oh, I'm too attached to this person. It's kind of unhealthy, and it comes very much from your side. It comes very much from a very sexual. There's a very sexual attachment here with the root chakra and the match. There's a lot of sexual attraction towards this person from your side, and at the same time there is love, you know, with this is my copper. It came out, I think, in every single reading. I mean, it's a charm that kind of just wants to come into my hand, but you're coming from a place of love, but it seems like what you are willing to offer or able to offer is not what this person is able to receive. And they look for something else. I don't even know what they're looking for. They just want to materialize this connection more and more and stabilize it and work on it, but it's very unclear what they're actually trying to achieve here. Very strange. Or they might have a very clear picture of what they want to achieve here, but that just doesn't blend in with your picture. So that also is a possibility. All right, Aries, that was your reading. I hope you gained a little more insight from this, and I hope this is helpful for you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I hope we see each other next time when I will be back with the November readings. Until then, I hope you have a great October, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.